Good morning.
You're not Jim.
No, I'm Lisa. Do you want me to be Jim today?
No. No.
Lisa Davenport? I didn't see anybody else kind of stand up, so. Good morning. Had I known I was going to be here this long, I would have baked muffins, folks. I want to thank you all for your dedication and your time here today. I also want to take a minute and thank any of the military that are still here, both active and retired. It's because of their service I am able to sit in front of you today and do this. I don't have a list of statistics or facts. Rather, I just have my observations. Our country, our state, our towns, and for some of us, our families, are on the brink of becoming irrevocably divided. Somehow, those who support the Second Amendment are viewed as far right-wing, selfish, uncompassionate by those who support restrictive gun laws. Those supporting those restrictions are seen as far too liberal, constitutional infringing, freedom haters from the other side. The truth is, we are all Americans living in the greatest country this world has ever seen. The Sandy Hook massacre affected all of us in different ways. I personally was affected on multiple levels. As a mom, I held my children, and I mourned the loss of so many beautiful angels. As a daughter and a sister to 4 teachers, I was shocked by the realization, had it been another school, I could have lost one of them. As a wife of a professional firefighter and paramedic, I grieved for those first responders, knowing that their lives are forever changed with the horror they witnessed, and quite frankly, for their families who will bear that burden also. Still, after that dreadful day, my belief in the Second Amendment was not swayed, because this horrific crime was not committed by a respectable, law-abiding citizen. Instead, it was a sick, mentally ill young man who had too many demons to ward off and clearly not the right help to do so. So I ask you this morning, senators and representatives, to legislate reasonably and sensibly, and as hard as it may be, without emotions, but rather common sense. We cannot legislate away tragedy. I encourage you to consider how we're protecting our children. It is a cliche that's been said over and over again, but we use guns to protect our banks and our money, and guns to protect our celebrities. But we put our kids in a gun-free zone where they're sitting ducks for any sick-minded person who knows he can implement his or her plan without any resistance for several long minutes. What message are we sending our children? That money and fame is far more valuable than them? We have a responsibility to our children to keep them safe, to continue to offer them the opportunity to flourish, to succeed, to live a life of freedom, liberty, and enjoy the pursuit of happiness. After all, they are our future. Ronald Reagan once said, "We must reject the idea that every time a law is broken, society is guilty rather than the lawbreaker. It is time that we restore the American precept that each individual is accountable for his actions." I leave you with this last comment. Overbearing gun control presents the assumption that everyone is a potential criminal. Would that be the country that our founding fathers and so many others have sacrificed so much for? I thank you.
Thank you. Richmond.